Hi, Corey Dershane, Barefoot Books Independent Ambassador. Today I would like to talk about Barefoot Books chapter books for some of our older kids. So we have a bunch of collections of chapter books. So one of the first ones are our different stories for beginner readers. So for example, we have collections of magic stories, princess stories, animal stories, and monster stories. So I'll show you the Abominable Snowman. Abominable, yeah, I said it right. All these stories and all of the chapter books are all folk tales from other cultures and other countries. So for example, The Snowman is a story from Nepal. Never Trust a Tiger from Animal Stories is a story from Korea, Cambodia, Russia, Ireland. All right, so you're getting some cultural background with all of these as well, which is awesome. Illustrations, fabulous. That's what's really cool about Barefoot Books chapter books, is that when you start to think chapter books, you start to think less illustrations, which can be frustrating for some kids because they might want to read a chapter book, but they still want the illustrations to be able to help them figure out what's going on in the story. So if you've got a kid that is really kind of unenthused about reading just words, these books are great because they have the story, but they also have fabulous illustrations with them as well. In my library, graphic novels are a huge, huge thing. So anytime they see anything like this, like a speech bubble, they're sucked in by that. All these are the beginning books, the ones I just showed you, all the story collections. So these are the beginning chapter books. A lot of white space around so they can really focus in on the words, a lot of space in between the lines. And then as you can see, this isn't a lot of words, but it looks like it is. So the kids think that they're reading a lot when it's not actually that much. So it really encourages them to keep going, okay? And obviously the vocabulary on these is a little on the easier side as well. So these are really, really cool transitional chapter books, I would call them. Then we go up into a slightly older series, or not series, slightly older set. One example would be The Prince of Fire, which is a story of Diwali, which is really cool. It tells the different characters in the story so they don't get confused. Still fabulous illustrations. You're going to have more words now because it's a higher level chapter book. Okay. In through, but still those awesome illustrations to go through. Okay. And then at the end it tells about the actual festival of Diwali as well, right? The Festival of Lights. So another one, we have Thumbelina, which is really fun. Again, the illustrations are fabulous for this classic tale. See if I can find my favorite, one of my favorite pages. Oh, I can't find it. Sorry. There. With the sparrow. So again, more words, but still great illustrations. The Snow Queen. Great rendition of this classic tale. Beautiful. Think maybe, you know, 10 years old, getting up to 11. You're looking at, you know, like 4th, 5th grade. Because even though it's a thin book, the text is definitely getting a lot more and a lot more complex. But yet still those illustrations to draw them in and keep them interested in the story. All right. Orpheus and Eurydice. I think I pronounced that correctly. Sometimes I'm pretty sure that is. and tells this classic tale of the journey down to the underworld. And then Winter Shadow. I really like this one too. So think like Alaska. And tale of dog and a girl. Girls will love that story. Love anything with animals. And then for our really high readers, so you're looking, you know, middle school at this point, we do actually have a couple chapter books. We have a full collection of the Arabian Nights. And it tells the whole story with the illustrations to go with it. But this is definitely your, you know, higher level chapter book for sure. And then we just re-released some of our Greek myths that used to be all separate into one big collection. So this is brand new and it's really cool. You have the Greek myths, 3 heroic tales. So the Orpheus and Eurydice that I just showed you is in here as part of this collection now. Theseus and the Minotaur and Demeter and Persephone are in here as well. Let me see if I can, there we go. So again, one of those higher level chapter books, but a great collection, especially for those interested in Greek myths, and who isn't? I mean, they're all so cool. So if you are interested in any of those, let me know or visit my website. Thanks.